Good morning, everybody. If you're new to my channel, welcome, and if you're not new, welcome back. So today is the morning debrief, the day after the first visit in London. I took notes this time because it's very early in the morning, and it's actually 5 o'clock in the morning, and I'm still jet lagged, believe it or not. So it sucks. It really does. Anyway, so every day I'm gonna do a morning off. So the day after. First, I wanted to say thank you for following us, and also sorry for the state of me. So a few disclaimer. I'm in a bad state in the morning. This is the only time I can do a little bit of video and there's not too much noise. There's only Nathan having his breakfast this morning and crunching his Cocoa Pop. Oh, there's a cat. Oh, here's a little visitor here. Hi, cat. Anyway, so just wanted to tell you, so yesterday was our first real visit of London, as in we were in the city center, we took the metro into the city center, and we visited a few places. But I have to say something first as well. Okay, let's go back to my disclaimer. First, I'm French, so sometimes I hesitate on words, so I just want you to give me a little bit of grace. I have a few years of English behind me, but still, I do still make mistakes, and my vocab is not always the best, and sometimes I even invent French words or English words mixed with French, so it's quite fun. Anyway, you'll get to know me, and you'll get to know that I do a lot of that. So again, give me a little bit of grace for that. I'm not an English speaker, born English speaker, but I speak a few languages. The other thing is be kind. I'm new to this thing. This is YouTube world, so hopefully you'll be kind with me. I don't fancy receiving too many nasty comments. I hope I won't, and I hope you like my videos. So if you want to share that video, subscribe, or put a thumbs up, or even put a comment. So if you want to tell me what you want to see in this channel, let me know in terms of what kind of trick and tips I can give you about traveling. But that's basically the whole channel is about giving you tips and tricks, but also giving you our little window into our traveling life when we travel around a little bit. I also want to give a big shout out to our family here in London. Hilda and Ivan you're awesome. Thank you so much, Hilda, for being the guide for us. We had a really fantastic day with you, and you make it so easy because we get to travel and take all the underground and buses. And I have to say I'm very lucky. I have a great Irish family. My husband's Irish, and here's Nathan. Hi, Nathan. Good morning. And my Irish family is really awesome. All of them, I love them so much. They are also witty and super smart and super funny, and they really embrace us, and they love hanging out with us. I hope we definitely love hanging out with them. So it was really great to have built that all day for us yesterday. It was really awesome. And so today we're going to talk about jet lag, Westminster, Tower of London, Tower Bridge, a little bit about transportation, a little bit about traveling with kids, a little bit about today's plan and who I am as a homeschooler mom here. So just a quick recap. My name is Marie Psley. I'm a homeschool slash mother of 3 / wife of a busy man at work. We live in California and we love traveling, and we hope you'll be able to follow our adventure. Anyway, okay, so let's get started now on the whole thing. So yeah, jet lag really sucks. I woke up at midnight and last night I went to bed too early, basically. I went to bed at 9:30 and I should have stayed up and tried to really keep up and try to stay up as long as possible, because I woke up at midnight, and since midnight I'm in my bed turning and tossing and thinking about you guys, about all the video I'm supposed to do in the future and what I can talk about and how clear I can be and all the rest. But anyway, fun and games. Finally, after doing all my thinking, I said I'm not getting up until I see daylight. I'm staying in bed, because if I move, then I feel like I'm awake. And if I just get up at 4 when the daylight was under the door, then I was like, okay, this is morning, I can get up. And I got up and I was like kind of guessing the time, and it's for 4 in the morning. So I've been up for an hour. Nathan just woke up. It's still super early. So yeah, jet lag suck. We feel really tired around like 2 or 3 in the afternoon. We traveled from California to London, so it's a long way out, and it's really like physically you can feel the toll of it. It's really something. So for people who travel, who never travel or want to travel over to Europe from the US, or for long travel over like 5 or 6 hours, yeah, it just sucks. You have just, like my Irish family would say, you just have to take your oil. It's just very tiring. But in the same way, you're very awake from certain hours during the day and you're really full of energy, and then suddenly it just hit you. And usually it's after a big meal. So yesterday after lunch, we had a great lunch in town around Trafalgar Square, and we just, after the meal, I just felt it. I just felt it on my shoulder. I felt like, oh damn, and it went boom, and suddenly you're extremely tired. And that's what jet lag feel like sudden extreme tiredness. But it is what it is, and yeah, I have to go through it. But in fairness, usually doesn't last too long, even if it's a very long time difference between the place you're coming from and the place you're going to. So if you're very clever about it, you can try to not do what I did. I should have just stayed longer up. If I had stayed until 11:30, I might have slept maybe until 2 or 3, and that would have made a big difference. Today I'm gonna really suffer, but today my plan is to stay up as long as possible. So we'll see how that turns out. But
I stayed up till 11.
You did? You stayed up until 11?
Yes.
Yeah, that's good. So that's why you woke up at 4. I should have done exactly that instead of waking up at midnight.
I went to bed at 10.
You went to bed at 10?
Yeah, I just couldn't sleep.
Yeah, I saw you were reading. And well, I saw that you fell asleep with your book and your light. Anyway, so let's keep moving. So yesterday we visited Westminster. Great place to visit. Like I said, I'm a homeschool mom, so everything is about learning. It's like the second nature of homeschool mom. So we went to Westminster, and the kids, it was great because they were. So first of all, when you arrive in Westminster, you take the metro, the underground. It's called the Tube here, and it's like a metro system. And you arrive in Westminster, and you come out of Westminster, the metro system, and you see Big Ben and Westminster. It's right there in front of you, which is great. So we had to go to the visitor entrance, a special visitor entrance. So you follow the signs are very well put everywhere on the streets, so it's very easy to get to. And what you do is that you book your visit in advance. I will never say that strong enough. You just book your visit way in advance. because they book up really fast, and those are kind of places where you need to make sure which day you're going and which day you're going to do the visit, because Parliament is a building that is in use. So there's the House of Commons and the House of Lords in there, and it's in use by the political field here in London. So, like yesterday was Saturday, we were able to, take our time. It wasn't in use. So there's only, I don't know if they do visit every day. I doubt it because it's in session sometimes. So, but definitely something to think about. Always book your tickets in advance, plan your days of visit of special monument like that are in use, and you find out that you arrive. There's a whole bunch of security, of course, because it's the Westminster House of Commons and House of Lord, and so obviously you're gonna have to go through security. So they were really nice, to be honest with you. They're really, really nice and friendly. They know there's a lot of visitor, and then you get in and you get your audio tour. So it's like a little tape cassette thing, like the size of a phone that they put around your neck. And then they also put you a headphone. At the security, they give you a visitor pass as well. So you get your ticket, you get your visitor pass, they scan your ticket, you get in. They give you this audio thing. And after that, it's just great because you're in and you're doing your tour. So the kids usually follow you. They usually go a little bit ahead of you. But what I found good as a homeschooler mom is that because they have this little machine, they can either play with it or they can press the button and listen to all the comments. So some comments are tough and difficult because it's the House of Lord and House of Commons. So I think Sam and Jake, who are like 14 and 15, got a lot more out of it. But Nathan really enjoyed it too, like learning about the building, and the roof was made of wood, and it was just very interesting to see him, and I think it just liked going from a room to another and to find out what was next. And I don't think he got a lot of it, of the politic things. He's giving me a thumbs up, but I think it was great for him to learn about it. And when we talk about it in the future, I can always refer to him. Hey, you remember when we were in London and we were in the House of Lords and the House of Commons? And so that's something I do very much with homeschooling, is that wherever we go, we pick up like information, and then we end up, talking about it maybe a year later or 6 months later, and then it was like, oh yeah, I remember, or I can show him a picture of where we were, etc. So that's our homeschooling thing going on here. So then after that, we got out of Westminster. We stayed in the plaza. There's a great plaza in front of it, and you see a lot of statues. There's the statue of Mandela, of Gandhi, of a Churchill, and a lot more other famous people. And then there's next to it, there's Westminster Abbey, where lately was a few weddings over there. So I think William and Kate got married there. And there was, I think that's where the coronation took place, I think. So it's like a big like site in London. It's great because we got to see it. You can visit it, so you can say, I would really recommend you take tickets in advance because there was a lot of people there. We don't want to do it this time around. We had to pick some sites, and we picked other sites. So then we walked up on that street going up to Trafalgar Square, and it's really not a long walk at all. And in like a few seconds, you by 10 Downing Street, and then you go a little further up, and you arrive in Trafalgar Square. So it's really, everything is very close by. You don't need to take the metro, the underground, or the tube. You just go and walk up, and on the way up you pass on the other side of Downing Street. If you carry on straight, on the other side of all those buildings of the those buildings, like their political buildings, and then there's the cavalry and the army, I think, and then on the other side is St. James Park, which is on the way to Buckingham Pass, basically. So you could walk from there to Buckingham Pass. But we went up to Trafalgar Square, and then we were looking for a bank. So the first thing we do on the first day when we arrive anywhere is that we try to get cash out, a little bit of amount of cash, so that we can use it for like souvenirs, or if the kids want an ice cream or a water bottle. So we usually take like this time around we took like £100 each, so that we could have some money for the kids and everything, and for whatever we needed that day. And we have a budget, a traveling budget. I'll talk about it in another video, hopefully. And but it's like, you know, we have a budget, and we try to not spend more than this amount per day. But it's pretty much like someday we'll spend more, and someday we'll spend less. But we try to keep as close to our budget as possible. So that's something I'll talk about in another video. But so then we went down back to Westminster, and we met Hilda, and then we walked back up to go to eat in a great place that I will recommend. Once I'm in the US and I can put some comments under the videos, I will put the name of the place we visited and the place we ate. It was a crypt kind of cafeteria, crypt, great food. Hilda is best guide because when you travel with somebody who's local to the city you travel with, you get to have information about, you know, the food and the places that are really nice and handy to go have a nice meal for not too expensive, but having really good food. So she brought us in this place. It's a crypt. It's underneath a church right in Trafalgar Square. So I'll double check the name, but I'll put it down below in the comments whenever we're in the US. I've got it somewhere written down. And then so we had a great food. There was too much food even, but it was fun. It was a crypt, and it was really cool. And it was just beautiful. Like the lighting was beautiful, the food was beautiful, the people were really nice. We got a chance to just sit down and have a break. And so another thing I would recommend, as another tip of traveling people, is that I usually bring an extra charger for my phone, and I just, because you always forget something when you travel. I forgot it at home. So this extra like charging unit for your phone, so you can take more picture, or you can be on the phone or whatnot. So, but we did brought our regular charger, and when you're in a restaurant like that, and you know you're gonna sit down for, I don't know, half an hour, 45 minutes, just try to find a plug somewhere in the restaurant, not far from you, and, you know, plug it discreetly. Sometime I ask, sometime if it's just by the table, I just plug it in and I charge my phone, and I recharge my phone so I can take more pictures, some video, etc. So that's another traveling trick. So everywhere you go, bring your charger, because you can plug it in, and, you know, and all of this. So then we went to the Tower of London, and we went to see the crown, the jewel. And so the Tower of London, I visited it like many years ago, and it was way smaller. There was only the big crown jewel room, and that's where you were going, and you were going nowhere else. But this time around, it's just huge, and there's so many visitors now, and it was just amazing. And there's this all those wildflower all around it. It was just stunning, and so we got to see a lot of and also they have like, so there are two sorts of guide in the Tower of London. There's a guide who actually chat with you, and it was super awesome and funny. So they're kind of the guardian of the Tower of London, they're really cool, and they're really nice people to talk to, and you can take picture with them, and the guide were really funny and witty, and they have to, this is a really hard job because they stand up and explain and guide you, but they also give you so much information about like London history, and it was just really cool, and it was fun. And then there was also the possibility of an audio thing as well, with a little bit of a tape thing that you can put over your ears and listen to, and that was really cool too. So we did that, and then we went up to the bridge, and then we went back home. So then we took the tube back, but on the way from Trafalgar Square to the Tower of London, we took a double-decker bus, and it was great. So I would recommend in London, if you can, try to the underground card work for the bus and for the tube, so you can use it. Like, we have a week pass, and it's great. So you can use it on the bus, and instead of paying like a tour bus, you can do actually a tour on your regular double-decker by going from Trafalgar Square to the Tower of London. We saw a few other places on the way, and the Shard and all sorts of stuff. And then after that, you're next to Tower Bridge, what the American would call London Bridge. London Bridge actually doesn't exist anymore. It does exist, but it's not the same bridge. But the one that's very famous is Tower Bridge, those two big towers in the bridge that lift up in the middle. And we got lucky after our visit of the Tower of London. The bridge actually lifted up, and we were able to see a boat going through, so that was fun. The boys loved it, and but then at that stage, I think we had worn them out, and it was time to go home. So we went home, and we got a cheapie. What I call a cheapie is like a cheap fish and chips. So we had that a second day, but it was fun. And then I just want to let you know. So today's plan is that we gonna visit the Globe, the Shakespeare Globe Theater, and we're really looking forward to it, because my kids are really Shakespeare fanatic, and so that's another thing. That's when you do homeschooling and you can learn about Shakespeare in some plays, and there I have this memory of us studying Shakespeare with Brave Writer and stuff, and that's really fun. So we're gonna go and visit the Globe, and so I can't wait to see that. And then after that, we're probably gonna end up around Covent Garden and Leicester Square, Piccadilly, all this area. So that's where I used to work. So I'm going to show the boys where I used to work and all the rest. So stay tuned, and I'll see you tomorrow, and I will put more pictures. So usually I put a video with loads of picture, and then a video with the morning debrief. So today was